What's going on, guys? Back today to finally install the Raptor inspired front grille for the Taco. Now, I've talked about it in my other videos, so if you watch them, you know that I was planning on doing this. But what I wanted to do is pretty much black out what I could of the Taco. And the front grille on the factory has chrome accents and has the big Toyota logo here. That is also chrome, but it also houses the TSS system. So we can reuse that in the new grille. It adds in that Raptor style amber lights. Now you can pick either amber or clear or white lights. And you can either buy this all together as a kit with the wiring harness already, so it's plug and play, or you can just buy the grille by itself, the lights by itself, and then do it yourself and wire it all and do all that. Now, usually I am a do-it-yourselfer. But it seems like anytime I tried to buy the grille and then the lights separately, they never were in stock at the same time. And when they brought these in stock, they only put them in stock as a together kit. So it's a little more expensive, but it's gonna save me some time in the long run. So sometimes I'm not opposed to spending a couple extra dollars just to make it easy on myself. So that's what I did. I'll leave a link in the description to the guy's page. Instagram and YouTube is Running for Tacos. It's all taco stuff, all upgrade stuff. I stumbled upon that and this grill that they offer. Now, this grill is not identical to the TRD Pro grill. From what I understand, and I don't know exactly the differences, but it's based on it, not exactly the same. It's not just a TRD Pro grill, not an OEM Toyota part. So you're gonna save some money there that way as well by going aftermarket. And I know there's a bunch of grills out there, and a bunch of different styles, but I just like this one. I like the look of those lights. So let's go ahead, install it. And hopefully it won't take too long since it's all plug and play. But again, welcome back to another episode of Easier Said Than Done. What should take 20 minutes to a half hour will definitely take 3 or 4 hours, just because that's the way it works. So let's get started. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is take a 10 mil and remove these bolts here. All right, so now we're gonna pop some tabs to get this thing off. Got a tab here on the driver's side, and a tab over here on the passenger side, and then you got 4 tabs down on the bottom. It's gonna be kind of hard to get you in there, but I'll show you where those are as well. So let's go ahead and start with those. Kind of hard to see with the lighting, but there's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're really easy to pop out. Get a screwdriver down in there. There we go. There we go. All right, so once that's there, we can remove these clips. Just slide right out. Then we gotta just take this guy, squeeze that down. There we go. So now that the grill is removed, part of the tricky part is going to be getting the TSS out. Not that it's hard to remove itself, but you got these clips here we got to remove, and I really don't have a good pry tool except for a flathead, so we're gonna have to make do and then just unscrew it off and remove it so we can put it on the new grill. And then from there, what we're gonna do is just go through. We got to unscrew all the Phillips heads that are around there, and once those are all off, take the tabs here, push the tabs in on every single one, and this whole piece will pop out. Once that piece is popped out, then we just pop in the new one and reverse the process, and we should be good to go. Takes a little bit of doing with a flathead, but it works. All right, there's the harness. Tell you what, that is a lot of screws. So that was a lot of screws and clips to get these two pieces of the grill out. So with the new one, what I've noticed is the difference from this one and the one on Running for Tacos page when they do their install. For the TSS that mounts right here, removing this and putting the TSS system in there, it's supposed to have, or it shows on theirs anyway, a couple clips that are on the grill to then plug back in these clips for the TSS system, like I took off on the factory grill. So I'm not sure why I don't have them on this. I don't know if it was like a cost savings thing, and I'm not sure, but for whatever reason, I don't have those clip areas. I did not buy the TRD Pro front garnish that pops in right here. I was thinking that maybe I could run the TSS blank and just not have this there, but by doing that, it just leaves pretty much like a big hole right here. And I have to put the TSS behind this, and this insert can't be in the way from what it looks like. It looks like the front plate just pops out from the front, and I can mount this to the back. I don't know if the grill in the front will cause an issue here, because with this installed here, I only have those two open holes. So the TSS system may not work as it's supposed to because of the blocking of the front plate. But I'm just gonna screw it in for now, and I don't really use it that often, so if it doesn't work, it's okay, because I'm gonna get that anyway, but if it does, then it's just a bonus until I get the garnish anyway. There is one clip hole right here on the top, but where the other ones would go over here, there is nothing. So maybe I can just tuck those out of the way, something like that. Maybe cut that off, tuck them down, and then plug it in. Maybe we can use that as a solution, so that might actually work. Take a note when you do this. I took out every single one of those screws, but it's actually only the screws that hold the grill portion in. I think they were over here. So all the ones up top, I actually have to screw back in because that holds the other part of the bumper on there. So I took out too many screws, so let's put them back in. All right, from there, we're just gonna take the new grill and it's gonna snap back into place. Hear him click in there. All right, so it already looks a million times better, so we gotta put it back on and hook the lights up. All right, so now that that's back on, all we should have to do is put our clips back in and bolt back in the front clip here of the front bumper, and then just run the wires up to the fuse and we're good to go. All right, so I think I found a good spot to route this through, and I'll show that later after I zip tie everything down. Bring this thing around here with some slack. All right, so what we're doing is right down in here. Now, they actually have a better video on this, but there's a tab in this bundle. Move that and this whole piece slides up. You can tuck that wire down into there. So let's do that. route it underneath it here. All right, so now that the wire's in there nice and clean, pop that back down to place, ran it over. All I gotta do now is connect the ground to here, put the battery cover back on, and we are good to go. The light should work. We'll do a function test, and then all I have to do later is just come back and clean up the wires in there with the zip ties, and we're done. So let's go ahead and quick do that and get this thing finished. All right, so what I found is this. If you plug in the add a fuse to the last 10 amp fuse down here, which says it is the camera's picking that up, the HLP RH low, which is what they recommend plugging it into, you can do that. But if you do that, the lights will only be on when you turn on the headlights. So if you have your daytime running lights on, your grill lights will not come on. Only when you turn them all the way on to have your headlights on will they come on. I didn't want that look. I wanted the look to have just the daytime running light LEDs on with the grill lights. Then when I turn the headlights on, they still remain on. But that way they only come on with the headlights. And I didn't like that look. I did a little poking around online and ended up asking Running for Tacos. But before I did that, I looked at the panel here, and if you note right there, there's a 10 amp DRL for the daytime running lights. So I put that add a fuse into that spot, and the grill lights would come on all the time, even if the truck was off. Turn the truck completely off, the daytime running light fuse let those Raptor lights stay on. So you don't want to do that. You could drain your battery, even though it doesn't draw that much. So in talking with them, they said to plug it in this fuse here is a 10 amp INJ fuse, which is right here. So plugging it in this spot will turn on the grill lights when the car is on. So when the ignition is on at all, the power is on to the truck, those lights will be on. So when you turn your DRL on, they'll be on. When you turn your headlights on, they'll be on. So they're on all the time. It looks like, from what they're saying, is if the DRL fuse doesn't work, which it doesn't, then that fuse spot is the next best spot, because that's the only way to power them without turning your lights all the way on in the initial spot down here. So that's what we're gonna have to go with. So that's where it is. What's good is there is some slack still here. I can just tuck this down in. It's not like I need to reroute anything for this, so it's still in a good spot there. So now all we got to do is turn it on, show you what it looks like, and we're done. All right guys, so there we go. The lights came out great. The grill looks awesome. I couldn't be more happy. It just gives that truck a whole nother look. Gives it the pro look, but also gives it that pop with those Raptor style lights in the grill. So now really all I gotta do is, if it doesn't work, if I wanna spend the extra 50 to 70, 100 bucks, whatever it is, get that insert here for the TSS. But the TSS, you can see, is behind there. It should work. I'll test it out and see if it works like that. But really the only thing I gotta get in here and do is tie up these wires, clean them up a little bit, and it is good to go. So don't forget to check out Running for Tacos on Instagram and YouTube. If you're looking for anything for your taco, they should have you covered with pretty much anything, I think. So check those dudes out on their website and all that. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram as well, Steve MP5. Thanks for watching. See you next time.